at one sitting, મેં રાત સવારે 10 વાગે હાથમાં આવ્યું તો સાંજે 4 વાગ્યા સુધીમાં તો અનઇન્ટરપ્ટેડ વાંચી ગયો. પછી બીજી 3 વખત વાંચ્યું. એટલું બધું ફાયદો છે. એને ફોન કર્યો અને જાણવા મળ્યું કે પ્રાઇસ ઇઝ ગોડ, ડેટા ઇઝ ગોડ, એ કહે છે કે ટાઈમ ઇઝ ગોડ. સમય ભગવાન છે. હી વર્ક્સ ઓનલી ઓન ટાઈમ. અને ત્યાં પછી હું હર્ષુભ શાહને મળ્યો. હર્ષુભ શાહને બધા જાણતા જ હશો. અને બિગ ફોલોઈંગ છે, લાખોમાં છે. He is a financial astrologer. He says time is God. Astro is king. એમનું પંચલાઈન. અને they work only in time. Like say હર્ષુભ શાહ કહે છે કે ભદ્રકાળ. જ્યારે પણ ટ્રેડિંગ ચાલતું હોય એટલે ભદ્રકાળ આવે ત્યારે માર્કેટ રિવર્સમાં જ જાય. અને મેં એના ઉપર એને જે મને પીરિયડ આપ્યા એના પર મેં આખું બેક ટેસ્ટિંગ કર્યું. 100% કરેક્ટ. મે બી ઘણાકમાં એટલું મોમેન્ટમ નહોતું, પણ there was some reversal. So very interesting, the different perspectives which are emerging. Price is God, data is God, time is God. And so I worked upon so many trade setups, and out of that 15 good setups, not I would say best setups, but good setups by which you can make money in the market. You can learn those setups. Most important aspect in stock trading is stock selection. We can trade setups out of it. But if you are not selecting the right stock, then the setup will not work. So the whole game is based on stock selection. 70% the game is won when you select the right stock. Like Reliance. Now Reliance may not be the right stock on that particular day. So I have given 2 approaches that prior the day of trading, how can you select the stock? And during the trading, how can you select the stocks? I have given screeners also, the codes for the screeners also in my book. And very important aspect is mind training. People neglect that. Like how can you really train? You have to train your mind. You have to understand your own psychology. You have to learn from your mistakes. You have to train your mind. And meditation ની જ્યારે વાતો ચાલે છે ને, I'll tell you that meditation is the best way, best approach to train your mind. When I was working on this, I came across one Guruji. Now, Guruji is very unique. He has a vision or rather mission કે મારે 100 billionaires બનાવવા છે. એમનું મિશન છે. થ્રુ માઇન્ડ ટ્રેનિંગ. એ કે માઇન્ડ ટ્રેન કરશો તો તમે બિલિયનર બનશો. અને એમના પ્રોગ્રામ ચાલે છે. તો I stayed with him for 2 days. I have mentioned him in my book. And wonderful approach. Of course, when you have to do practice, कोई magic नहीं है. It's a science. You have to do practice. So this is what the book talks about. And I'm very happy. I'm so satisfied with the book that it has come out very well. And those who will definitely learn, then they will definitely make a life-changing skill in themselves. Thankfully, I must thank my publisher, Motion Press. એમને મેં email કર્યો કે આ એક ઇવેન્ટ છે. So he has offered a special 20% discount for 2 days. Next. In the book, I have realized in my 3 years journey of writing the book that learning car driving and learning stock trading, they are 2 similar things. 2 similar. Next. Like, when you learn car driving, what you require? Functioning knowledge. Right? કારના પાર્ટ કઈ રીતે બને છે અને ક્યાં ફિટ કર્યા છે એ બધું કે જાણવાની જરૂર નથી આપણે. But functioning knowledge, stock trading part, because of the technology, you require functioning knowledge. And that is why those who have passed up to 12th standard or who are just graduates, they are making money because they know the functioning knowledge. Second thing, fearlessness. તમે કાર શીખવા ગયા હશો, એનીવન, અને પહેલી સિટિંગ થયું હશે ત્યારે શું ફિલિંગ થયું તમારે? ફિયર, ક્યાંક અથડાઈ જવાનું, એવું કંઈક ફિયર. અને ફિયરને કારણે lack of confidence. I have seen so many young traders કે એ લોકો પાસે નોલેજ છે ફંક્શનિંગ, પણ ટ્રેડ લેતા ગભરાય. એ ટ્રેડમાં એન્ટ્રી લેતા જ ગભરાય બિકોઝ કોન્ફિડન્સ નથી, ફિયરલેસ છે, ફિયર છે. ક્યારથી ભાગે? યુ હેવ ટુ ડુ પ્રેક્ટિસ. Continuous, consistent practice creates fearlessness and also confidence. And the most important thing is synchronization. What is that? Synchronization of action with thought process. તમે કાર જ્યારે ચલાવો છો ને ત્યારે પેલો ડ્રાઇવિંગ ઇન્સ્ટ્રક્ટર તમારી સાથે બેઠો હોય છે. Actually, he is trying to synchronize your thought process with action. સ્ટોક ટ્રેડિંગમાં પણ એવું છે. જો એક્શન હોય અને થોટ પ્રોસેસ ના હોય, it is FOMO, fear of missing out. You act hasty, or you don't act, or you act late. But thought process સાથે જો synchronize થઈ જાય, then you have timely entry, timely exit. So, learning car driving and learning stock trading, they are two similar things. So my first chapter is on this only. The title of my first chapter is So Easy to Learn Stock Trading. It's a very loud claim. You do it, you practice it, you will realize. Next. Now what is required? Now let's come to the main point. What is required in intraday trading? You require momentum. Whether the stock is going to give momentum or not. You require direction. That in which direction it is likely to go. You require overall trend. What is the overall trend on a higher time frame? And which stock has these three elements? That stock is very important. Finding that stock is very, very the most important aspect into this. And third, final assessment through probability matrix. I will show you what is that probability matrix. Next. Bus. Now, how to identify potential momentum? All those traders, they know Ichimoku cloud. It's a fantastic indicator developed by a journalist. Can you imagine? It was developed by a journalist, Japanese journalist, Goichi Hosoda. And he developed, in the year 1930, 1930 he kept on experimenting, refining, for how many years? 30 years. And in 1960, when he got satisfied, he presented before the public. You can understand the power of this indicator. That જે માણસે 30 વર્ષ સુધી જેના પર experimentation કર્યું હોય, refining કર્યું હોય, એ કેટલું solid indicator છે. The only thing that you need to know, આ બધા indicators છે ને, તમને ચલાવતા આવડવા જોઈએ. That is important. Just knowing it is not enough. 1971 ની વોરમાં પાકિસ્તાન પાસે અમેરિકાના લેટેસ્ટ એરક્રાફ્ટ હતા, F-16, અને આપણે એટલા એરક્રાફ્ટ તોડી પાડ્યા. અમેરિકા બહુ નારાજ થઈ ગયું કારણ કે આપણા કરતાં એમના સુપીરિયર હતા. પછી જાણવા મળ્યું કે એ લોકોને ટ્રેનિંગ જ નહોતી મળી, ચલાવતા જ નહોતું આવડતું. So learning is very important. One indicator is good, but then you learn on it, practice on it, and probably you will get. So that is teaching of the learn. So how to identify that potential movement? તમે ખ્યાલ આવે કે યસ આ સ્ટોકની અંદર મૂવમેન્ટ આવવાનું છે, મોમેન્ટમ આવવાનું છે. નેક્સ્ટ, Now see, you need to confirm. With momentum આવવાનું છે. Now let me confirm with some other indicator whether it is showing the right thing or not. And for that, relative strength index (RSI), which was developed by J. Wallace Wilder Jr. in 1978. A fantastic indicator, without which I think no trader is trading. So that will give the confirmation. I will show you how it works later on. Next, how to find the direction. Stochastic RSI. That is also a very good indicator. It's a sort of leading indicator. તમને થોડુંક એડવાન્સમાં કહી દઉં કે આનું ડાયરેક્શન કઈ તરફ છે. Next, how to identify the overall trend. So exponential moving average 20 period is a very good short-term moving average which will tell you the short-term trend. So all these things are required to get into the trade. Next, and how to assess probability. So there is a probability matrix based on all these things. Right? You prepare a probability matrix, and if your probability is more than 92.5%, then it's a good potential trade, you get into it. Next. Now see, this is a chart of SBI Life Insurance, 1 day time frame. And what you see on this, that is Ichimoku cloud. Now, the chart looks, there are multiple indicators, so chart looks very clumsy, complex, difficult to understand. Next. So, we have made it simple. Out of that Ichimoku, only one element or one key line that we are going to do. There are 5 key lines. Only one key line, that is enough to find the potential momentum. And that key line is known as Chikuspan in Japan. In English, lagging span. See, it lags behind. It lags behind 26 candles. Say the last candle is a red candle, that is a current candle. On lagging span, you will see 26 bars behind. But it is doing great wonders sitting behind. Great wonders. So this only one indicator, this particular thing, that we are going to use to find the potential momentum. Next. So, at number 1, green line, Chikuspan. Now see, that particular arrow, that light blue arrow, right? Point number 2, it's a torchlight. Chikuspan is throwing a torchlight. And when it's throwing the torchlight, there is no subsequent 25 candles covered. Right? એ થોડો ઊંચો થાય. ઊંચો થઈને જુએ છે 26મી candle તરફ. And in between, there are no candles. That gives you indication that now there is likely to be momentum. There is no 100%. It is likely to be momentum. Torchlight 3 તકે જુઓ. થોડું પાછળ, then you can see when it is throwing the light, there are subsequent candles. That means there is no momentum, and you can see how the market was sideways for a few days. At point number 7 below, it is RSI. And the green line is the RSI value of 60. So it is just crossing. So when there is potential momentum, and we get confirmation from RSI, the RSI value 60 cross by that. That is samajhvanu ke now there is going to be a bullish momentum. Likely is. See, here we work on the probability. Where does the high probability lie? That we try to find out. So, this is what. Now, on 28th June, Friday evening, after dinner, I found out this stock through my screener. My screener will tell me that this particular stock is going to be in momentum. So I found out. And then I made this analysis, whether there is momentum, I'm getting confirmation or not. I'm getting confirmation. Now, after doing this exercise, there is a role of resistance. Now, when you enter the trade is very important. Now, there is resistance, R1, the red line. If you look at R1, there are so many times the price has come back. That means the sellers are there, they are more powerful. And they are not allowing to price to go up. Rather, buyers are not ready to pay higher price. And there is R2 also. So at two levels, there are resistance. So now I will enter the trade when either R1 is broken, right, or R2 is good. It depends upon your personality, your experience. But definitely, when R1 is broken, I will enter the trade. Or R2 is broken, I will enter the, or at R1, I will enter the trade, and at R2, I will book my profit. That is also small profit that I would like to do. After doing this, now I will look for the direction on a higher time frame. And I will use stochastic RSI. What is the higher time frame? Is weekly higher time frame. So next slide. On the right hand side, it's a weekly chart. And you look at stochastic RSI. When the blue line is crossing the red line, blue line is above the red line, it gives upward direction. So the higher time frame, which is a bigger time frame, weekly time frame, that is showing that now stock actually is in upward direction. And so confirmation, I have got it. And so left side, the original chart, right? You can see now without any working on it, that how the green line, Ichimoku span, is looking at the 26 candle, and there are no candles in between. And this is what I'm getting confirmation. Next. Now this happened. That latest candle 7, at that point of time I was doing my analysis. R1 is there at point number 8, where the price was 1530. I entered the trade. Now I booked the profit at R2, or I remained in the trade, and then it went till 1845. So in 2 months' time, it rose by 315 rupees, giving return of almost 20%. So this is how you are using, this kind of indicator. Now see, our topic is mastering intraday. Now how do I use it intraday? So I will now show you the trade, actual trade which I did. Next slide. Now this is HDFC Bank. 5 minutes chart. Now I am coming on intraday, 5 minutes time frame. At point number 1, I am getting alert with my screener at 1:20 p.m. that this is a particular stock which is potentially in momentum. Right? So immediately I checked RSI. RSI at point number 4 greater than 60. That means yes, there is higher probability. Then I immediately drew my resistance, R2. I found out the resistance level also. So I decided that once the resistance is broken, I will enter the trade. Next. On higher time frame, 30 minutes chart, I looked for the direction. So stochastic RSI, if you look at, that is giving me confirmation, yes, the direction is upward. And EMA 20, my trend on the higher time frame, that particular candle has just closed above EMA 20. That means short-term trend is likely to be there. Next. So at 1730, I entered the trade. 1767, it went up. 37 rupees profit, and the return is 2.14%. Correct? So this is how, if you are skillful and if you have that screener, if anybody wants that screener, I'm ready to give free. It's available on our stall, the Skill Champions. You just give your information, we will send you the link for that. And you can use that screener. Next. Now this is the probability matrix. That on the basis of momentum, conservation of momentum, direction on high trade pricing, overall market trade, the probability is 92.5%. My probability matrix says that if 92.5% and more, the probability is, that is high probability, action is entry. When it is less than that, but more than 85%, it is moderate, wait. Wait to increase the probability up to 92.5%. And less than 85%, poor, avoid. Don't waste your time. Go to another stock. This is how you can master the intraday trading. Next. This is how the idea during the writing of the book to set up skill champions. And in that, next, we are offering course on mastering intraday trading. Then we are also making ready-made rule-based indicators. Then trading setup skill development, which is different from master. I'll come to that. And algo trading for consider the future. So this is how next. Now see, I spent my entire life in education. I've seen MBA students, all other students, engineering students, right? Their average cost of graduation is 6 lakh, average. But then, after that, they struggle for the placement. Or they get the placement, they don't get adequate salary. And they have very high job dissatisfaction also. If you learn this life-changing skill, we give it only 17,500. With just additional 3% cost in your cost of graduation, you can change your life. And it is a permanent skill that you will be getting. You don't know the power of joy, the power of freedom, the power of financial independence. You have to experience that. And then, you can learn that. Next. This is rule-based indicator. All these indicators. I'll show you the indicator. Go to the next slide. Next slide. Next. Yeah. Now see, this is the indicator. This indicator governs schedule 2. You get a signal, buy, that is long, short. You have table. On higher time frame, what is happening? I talked in couple lines, just a BCA graduate, developing course, creating rule-based indicator, and you will be surprised that his larger market is in US, not in India. That is what he's doing. All these, at small places, big things are happening. He has joined me for last 1.5 years. And we are, also now coming into creating rule-based indicator. Next. Fantastic quote, everybody knows. I have also mentioned in my book, Bruce Lee. I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. The power of practice. So much relevant and applicable in stock trading. I have met so many people. And when they say that we are not happy with intraday trading, one thing was common. They use one indicator for 2-3 days. પછી બીજો કોઈ આવીને કહે ને કે આ ઇન્ડિકેટર સારું છે, he will leave it. he will go for another indicator. But he will go to another indicator. So you will know 10,000 things, but you will not get that edge or refinement. Right? But if you master only one trade setup, one kick only, 10,000 times, then you're going to try. And J traders are correct, and I know. Next. Like trading setup skill development, we are also going to give training only in one setup. एक setup पकड़ो, एना पर training लो, master करो. We have one basketball setup. Can you run the video? Click on that. Yeah. So basketball setup. It is a 5-minute Nifty and Bank Nifty setup. And only work in Nifty and Bank Nifty. 2-week training, focus on how to use that tool, and participants will be made to take the trade in the presence of that chief instructor. You know, I think he has come, Pintu Rana. Are you there? He's just graduate, BCom graduate from MSc. And I am following him for last 6 months, checking his every trade. And the accuracy is 70 to 80%. Some day or some month it will be 80, some month it will be 70. Out of 10 trades, 7 trades are successful or 8 trades are successful. But he's master only in one setup. And he is working on it excellently well. So we have decided that let us start very focused trade setup skill development. Next. Please start the video. Now this is the ride the tide setup. Very interesting. About your skill champions, any punchline chair, skills that thrills. It's a very thrilling thing. And in that also the same thing that we are going to do. What is that? You know, next slide. Yeah. This is the tide. If you can catch these tides on a 3-minute chart, scalping, then you don't require to trade the whole day. Catch some good trade and get out. Have your target in place. And such, but it's a skill. You require practice. You may not make the profit. But you have to practice. Practice. One kick 10,000 times. And if you do that, then you can create a real edge for yourself. Next. The future. This is also a video. The future is algo. Mr. Praveen Gupta is here. So many things are taking place we are not aware of. But algo means that robot, it is a robotic trading, but the robot is inside your system. You don't have to work. The robot will keep on take entry, exit, and will keep on making profit. For you, you just watch your TV or do something else, your hobby. It was strange line. Somebody saying, but that is the future. And I tell all these young boys and girls, learn algo. How to develop algo, that's a skill. Engineering students can do that. For commerce and management students, they can learn how to use the algo. That is also important. And that is going to be the future. We are working on this. We are developing algo also for the small traders. We want that every home should have our algo, where the housewife is cooking, but at the same time, she's earning through algo. Right? कोई fairy tale जेवू लागे, but it is a reality. All big financial institutions, they are already doing. Now, such technology is getting accessible to the small retail traders, but we don't know. See, so much of fraud is going on in this investment circle. People are losing their money. Why should you give your money to somebody else? As a small trader, you manage on your own broking platform, your own bank account, and earn money. And your money remains safe when you earn. I'll show you, next slide, the magic of that. Next. Can you see the chart? Now see, this is a different type of chart. It is called Renko chart. Renko in Japanese is a Japanese chart. See, Japanese have done wonderful things in the stock market or in the auction market. Now this Renko means bricks. Each brick has its limit fixed. And if you see the arrow, green arrow is a buy arrow. Red arrow is a sell arrow. Right? I'll show you the next slide. The same chart, all the circles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they are the loss zones. There you have made losses. Right? This is an algo. Entire thing is algo based. You have made losses. And all the golden arrows that you see, they are big profit. So big profit and small losses. So overall, you are into it. And we have carried out a study, next, with back-tested results on Nifty for the month of October. And these are 10 trade setups on the basis of algo. And out of this, you can see the number of trades in the second column. How many trades took place? How many trades were lost? How many trades were won? What is the success rate in the end? What are the average points lost per trade? Average points gained per trade? And so the ratio of 7 is this 7th column and 6th column. That is a ratio of average point gains to average point lost and total point gain. Yes, I know many of you may be knowing this Renko chart, but in Renko chart there is a limitation. Limitation of gap down and gap up. I'm very happy to mention that we are trying to catch that. If you see number 9 and number 10, where we have almost caught that limitation. And we are working upon it, and we are going to offer maybe in a month or so this particular thing. So this is how the future is going to be. Please embrace new skills, new technology. That is the future. If you avoid the technology, you are going to wipe out. And if you embrace the technology, you will be the winner. Yes, learning is not that easy. You have to go into it, you have to practice on it, you have to give time to it. But definitely if you give time, if you have that willingness, then you will learn it. So thank you very much. This is what the limited time I was given. I discussed one trade setup only, but you can have many trade setups. And wish you all the best, and wish you a very happy and safe trading and investment journey. Thank you. After a study of almost 3 years, is being released today. Thank you, everyone. So please launch the book. mentioned अभी PPT that I'm presenting in the presence of the expert traders, professionals. I'm not an expert trader or a professional trader. I'm an educationist, having spent 30 years in education. And at one moment I realized that I should write a book on this. Why? Now before that, why this title? So many people are asking me on this. તમને ખ્યાલ હશે કે જ્યારે કોઈ માછલી પકડે, ફિશિંગ ઇઝ અ સ્પોર્ટ, ઇઝ અ લીઝર સ્પોર્ટ. અને જ્યારે માછલી હાથમાં આવે ત્યારે એને કેટલો આનંદ થાય. એવું જ સ્ટોક ટ્રેડિંગમાં છે, particularly with reference to intraday. When somebody makes some profit, એ માછલી પકડવા જેવું એના. અને જે સ્ટોક ટ્રેડિંગ કરે છે ને, એ જ્યારે માછલી પકડે છે ને ત્યારે એને ખ્યાલ નથી હોતો એ ક્યાં બેઠો છે. એને એવું જ હોય છે કે એ પણ બોટમાં જ બેઠો છે. પણ ધાર લઈને જ્યારે ટાઈગર, આ વખતે બુલ થઈ ગયું છે, પણ આપણે ટાઈગર ઊભો થાય ને, વાય આઈ એમ યુઝિંગ ટાઈગર દેટ ઓલ્સો આઈ વિલ ટેલ યુ. ત્યારે એ માછલી સાથે સીધો અંદર જતો રહે છે. ત્યારે એને રિયલાઇઝ થાય tiger is a very unpredictable and wild animal, and the market is the same, very wild, very unpredictable. Bala logo I've seen in my 3 years journey, those who deal with data and everything, so you are catching fish, there is a joy of fishing and catching the fish. But at the same time, you have to manage the beast, that is tiger. However, the subheading or the subtitle is very important. The new age technology that makes intraday stock trading so simple. Now, I tell you that majority are not aware of the new technology. Those who are doing, they are aware of. Particularly the older generation, they are not so conversant with the technology. But not all. Those who are professional traders, they know. And that is why the whole game is changing. And so, mastering intraday stock trading, that was the focus of my book. Next. During COVID time, we all know that everything was at chaos. But I could see there was one small community who were thriving, who were making money, who were prospering. Those with high qualifications, degrees, they were struggling. We have seen so many things. And when I am saying that a small community of traders was thriving, they were making money, they were prospering, એ કેવું હાઈ ક્વોલિફાઈડ લોકો નહોતા. કેટલા એવા લોકો હતા કે જે 12th પાસ હતા, કેટલાય લોકો એવા હતા કે જે ખાલી ગ્રેજ્યુએટ હતા. They were silently making money. I've seen with my eyes. And so I started exploring into it. The first thing we all know, everybody knows, કે આપણા ગુજરાતીનું એક વાક્ય છે જે બહુ પોપ્યુલર છે ટ્રેડિંગ કોમ્યુનિટીમાં. ઇવન સાઉથ ઇન્ડિયન પણ એ ગુજરાતી વાક્ય બોલે, બંગાળી પણ એ ગુજરાતી વાક્ય બોલે. એ છે ભાવ ભગવાન છે, price is God. And everybody is following that. પણ જ્યારે હું એક્સપ્લોર કરતો ગયો, I came across a person, ઘણા બધા જાણતા હશે, ડૉક્ટર વિનય પ્રકાશ તિવારી. He's a founder of LTP calculator, last traded price calculator. અને મેં એમને ફોન કર્યો અને મેં કહ્યું કે આઈ વોન્ટ ટુ મીટ યુ. અને એમને કહ્યું કે તમારે વારાણસી આવવું પડશે. હું વારાણસી ગયો. એમને મળવા એ વારાણસીથી 35 કિલોમીટર દૂર ઇન્ટિરિયર જગ્યાએ છે. हमारे कार वालों के सब कुछ दिखता नहीं है, यहाँ तो खेती खेत है, यहाँ कौन मिलेगा आपको. उनको आगे चलो आगे चलो. थोड़ा किलोमीटर પછી એક મકાન આવ્યું. હું એને મળ્યો. I was amazed. 15 વર્ષનો એમનો રિસર્ચ એક્સપિરિયન્સ that he gathered, first making losses and then making huge profit. એ રિસર્ચ ઉપર એમને અમેરિકન યુનિવર્સિટીએ PhD આપ્યું. And very interesting, હું બપોરના સેશનમાં વાત કરીશ, when we have panel discussion, the relevant thing. તો એમને મળ્યો, then I realized that price is not only God, data is God. There are people who believe in that data is God. They work only on data. Dr. Vinay Prakash Tiwari, he doesn't work on price action. He trades only on data. I came across Dr. Love Kumar Garg from Bangalore. He works only on data. For them, data is God. Then I explored further and I came across a fantastic book, Stock Market Astrology, by Indrajit Banerjee. मैं इन्हें कॉल करें અને એમ કીધું કે સર मैं तो लखनऊ में हूँ, एक वाराणसी में आता, एक लखनऊ में आता. Interesting things that all research, great research taking place in small towns, not like Bombay, Bangalore, Ahmedabad, Delhi. ત્યાં પણ થાય છે, but the groundbreaking kind of thing.